A New Wizard's Journey. In a quiet, forgotten town, far away from the world of magic, a boy named Elior lived with his uncle and aunt. They were not kind to him. They always said, "You are useless, you are nothing." Elior believed them. He had no friends, no one who cared, no one who loved him. Every night he looked out the small, dusty window and asked the stars a simple question. Why do I feel different? He did not know the answer, but the universe was listening. The letter that changed everything. On his 15th birthday, something strange happened. A black owl tapped on his window. Tap, tap, tap. Elior opened it slowly. The owl dropped a golden letter on his table. It said, "You have been selected to study at Lunaris Academy of Magic." His hands started to shake. This must be a mistake. But the letter continued. "You are not ordinary. You are a wizard." The room felt silent. The air felt heavy. The world felt different. Elior's heart started to beat fast. A wizard? Me? The hidden world revealed. The next day, a tall man wearing a silver cloak came to his house. His voice was calm but powerful. "My name is Professor Aldrin," he said. "I am here to take you to your real world." "But I don't know anything about magic," Elior whispered. Professor Aldrin smiled. "Greatness often starts with ignorance." They walked through a normal street, until a secret blue door opened between two buildings. Elior stepped through and gasped. Floating books, flying stairs, talking portraits, magic shops, glowing wands. A new world appeared in front of him, the world that was waiting for him. The magic school. Lunaris Academy stood on top of a mountain. Big silver towers, floating lights, a sky full of stars even at daytime. Students from all over the magical world filled the hall. When Elior entered, everyone looked at him. Whispers began. "Is that him? He's the chosen one. The mark, look at his hand." On his right wrist was a strange silver symbol. A symbol he was born with. A symbol of ancient power. The dark truth. In the great hall, the headmistress spoke. Long ago, a dark wizard named Morvain tried to destroy the world. He was stopped by a powerful baby wizard. That baby was you. Silence. Elior felt sick. "I defeated him as a baby?" he asked. "Yes," she replied. "But he did not die. He disappeared. And now he is returning, and he is looking for you." The training begins. Elior trained every day. Fire spells, protection spells, mind control defense, flying, potion making. He failed many times. His spells exploded. His potions turned purple. His broom crashed. Other students laughed. "You will never defeat Morvain," they said. But Professor Aldrin told him quietly, "Power isn't in magic. It is in the mind that controls it." Those words became his strength. The rise of darkness. One night, the sky turned red. The ground shook. The school bells rang loudly. Morvain's shadow covered the moon. His voice echoed in the sky. "Elior, I am coming for you." Students screamed. Teachers ran. Fear filled the air. But Elior stood still. For the first time, he was not afraid. He whispered, "No, I am coming for you." The final battle. In the dark forest of Lunaris, Elior and Morvain stood face to face. "You are weak," he hissed. "You were raised in darkness." He continued, "But darkness made me strong." Elior replied calmly, "Yes, but light taught me how to fight it." Magic flew through the air, fire and ice, light and shadow, pain and hope. The world seemed to stop. Elior remembered the cruelty, the loneliness, the promise to himself. He raised his wand and shouted, "This is not how my story ends." A silver light burst from him, brighter than the sun. Morvain screamed and disappeared forever. The boy became the legend. Years later, Elior was no longer the boy who lived in darkness. He became a teacher, a protector, a legend. He stood in front of new students and said, "You don't need a perfect life to become powerful. You only need a brave heart." On the wall of Lunaris Academy were written the words, "He came from nothing and became magic."
The boy no one saw. In a small and forgotten town, there lived a quiet boy named Arian. He was not strong. He was not rich. He was not popular. Most people did not even notice him. Arian lived with his mother in a tiny old house. The walls were cracked. The roof leaked when it rained. Cold wind came through broken windows. Sometimes, at night, Arian could hear his mother crying silently. She thought he was sleeping, but he was awake, listening, feeling, and making a promise deep in his heart. One day, I will change everything. At school, he sat alone. Other children played, talked, laughed. No one called him. No one chose him. Teachers did not expect much from him either. One teacher once said, "Some people are born for more, and some are just born to survive." Everyone laughed. Arian stayed silent, but inside, he said, "I will be more than survival." One rainy afternoon, trying to hide from the storm, he entered a small forgotten library. Dust filled the air. The floor creaked under his feet. He found an old book. The cover was torn. It said, "Ordinary people, extraordinary lives." Inside it wrote, "If the world does not see you, build a world that cannot ignore you." That sentence became his secret weapon. From that day, Arian became a student of life. He read every book he could find. He listened carefully to the world. He observed people. He studied silence. He studied struggle. Part 2. The fire no one controlled. As the years passed, Arian grew taller, stronger, quieter, but inside him a fire was burning. He found an old, broken computer thrown away near a shop. To others, it was useless junk. To Aryan, it was a door to the world. He carried it home like treasure. He cleaned it. He fixed wires. He watched free tutorials. Many nights, the screen went black. Many times, it did not work. He hit the table. He closed his eyes. He almost gave up. But then, he looked at his hands. Hands that looked just like his mother's. Hands that had suffered. And he whispered, "I will not lose." He learned typing. Slowly. One finger at a time. He learned English. One word at a time. Hello. Future. Believe. Dream. Success. Every new word was a new brick in the house of his future. Then he started learning skills online. Writing, designing, simple coding, editing, freelancing. He sent messages to people. "Can I work for free to learn?" Many people ignored him. Some people laughed. One person replied, "Okay, show me what you can do." Aryan worked for 3 days without sleep. When he sent the work, his heart was shaking. Minutes felt like hours. Then the message came. "You are talented. I will pay you." That was the start. Not of money, but of belief. Part 3. The fall that made him rise. With small money, Aryan bought internet, books, courses. He worked harder. But life tested him again. One terrible year, his mother became very sick. No money for treatment, no help. Aryan stopped working. He sat beside her bed. She held his hand weakly and said, "Promise me one thing. Do not stop your dream because of me." Tears rolled down his face. "Don't say that, Mother." But she smiled peacefully and said, "Your future is bigger than my pain." A few days later, she was gone. The house became silent. No voice, no smile, no food cooking at night. Just emptiness. Aryan felt broken. For months, he did nothing. No work, no studying, only pain, only memories. One night, he opened the old book again and read, "Pain is a teacher. Either learn from it or let it destroy you." That night, Aryan stood up again. For his mother, for his promise, for himself. Part 4. The world begins to notice. He devoted his pain to power. He worked like a machine, but felt like a warrior. Projects came from America, Canada, UK, Australia. His name started appearing online. People began to respect him. One client said, "You don't work like a normal person. You work like someone who has suffered." He replied, "Suffering was my teacher." He saved money. He bought a real computer. He built a small office in his home. He helped other poor boys and girls to learn skills for free. His small room became a small army of dreams. Years later, He was invited to speak at a big event. On stage, he looked at thousands of faces. He remembered his small house, the rain, the broken roof, the silence. And he spoke. I was never the smartest. I was never the strongest. I was just the one who did not quit. People cried, people stood, people clapped. Final part. The message to the world. Aryan returned to his town. He destroyed his old, broken house, but he did not build a mansion. Instead, he built a school, a library, a free computer lab, a learning center. On the front gate, he wrote, "This was once a house of pain. Now, it is a factory of dreams." Children asked him, "Why did you do this for us?" He smiled and answered slowly, "Because once I was you." At night, when the world slept, he looked at the stars and whispered to the universe, "Thank you for the pain. It made me powerful."